let's go to the source of truth for Rapise 8.5. So if you need to find the full information about this release, then you may just go to rapisedoc.inflectra.com to release notes section. And there you will find the summary of this new release. And also you will see the full changelog with the smaller features, improvements, and bug fixes. Our agenda for today is to go over 4 major enhancements that we did in Rapise 8.5. So first of all, with this release, you have the ability to test anywhere. So you may take your web or API tests and execute them anywhere where you may install Node.js. So you may run Rapise tests on Linux, on macOS, on Docker, and Windows subsystem for Linux. And you may use different CI/CD tools to integrate Rapise into your testing. So we'll dive into it shortly. So the second big theme of this new release, Rapise 8.5, is it's now ready for enterprise levels, for very high load and very high number of test cases that you may include into your frameworks. So the next thing we did is you may now accelerate your testing. So you may run more of your tests faster by using agent pools. And also with this release, you may start building your tests sooner, which means that even if application is not available yet, but it's already designed, you may use object templates that we introduced in this release to design your tests before UI is ready, and then make your tests running when the application is delivered by developers. So let's dive into these new enhancements. So first of all, seamless cross-platform test execution. As I already said, with this release, you have ability to run Rapise tests almost anywhere on almost any operating system. And we achieved that by creating an NPM package for Node.js that includes 2 tools into it. One tool is Rapise, and you can run it using simple command npx rapise. And another tool is npx rapise-launcher. So with npx rapise, you may run a single test, and with npx rapise-launcher, which is actually a clone of our rapise-launcher for Windows, you may run your test sets that are stored in Spira. So let's see how it all works. So now I will switch to another system, and I will demonstrate you how you may configure this new NPM package and use it to execute your tests. So I'm now switching to another system, to a Linux Ubuntu terminal. So I'm clicking share, and it is, I think it is here. Here we go. So first of all, when you go to your customer area, now there you may find a link to this NPM package that we created with Rapise 8.5. And this link looks like, let me paste it into this window. So let's install it. So I do npm install, and this is the link that you may get this link from customer area on inflectra.com website. So you may install this package by using this link, or you may download the npm package locally and include them with your tests. but this command basically installs it in your environment. So I just hit the enter. It will take some time and it will install the package. So what we can do next? So first of all, we need to configure the connection to Spira if you want to run our tests using npx rapise-launcher. So for this purpose, you need to configure connection on a Windows machine, and there you need to grab your rapise-launcher XML file. So I already put it to this system. So let me do ls here. So you may find repository connection XML file in the folder where I installed rapise package. And I grabbed this file from program data in Flectra rapise folder. So I will later switch to a normal Windows system and I will show you how to find this file. But basically, when you have this file, it has the URL to Spira, it has username, it has API key, and you may use this file to explain rapise-launcher how to connect to Spira. So once connection is okay, you may start running your tests. So let me bring here the command line to execute a specific test set in the system. So the structure of this command is pretty simple. It is npx rapise-launcher, then it has -t switch, and then you may have comma-separated list of test set IDs that you want to run. These are test sets inside Spira test. Then if you want rapise-launcher to print details after execution, you have this switch. And then you may pass parameters that you normally pass to your test sets. So for example, since it's a Linux system, I want to use headless Chrome profile to run my test. So actually, let me run it. So it connects to Spira, and if connection is successful, we see this interface. So at the very top, you can see the unique ID of this host. Then you may see the name of the automation host, and then you may see what it is running right now. So it's very similar to the Windows version of rapise-launcher, but it is terminal-based, console-based. So here we see what test set is now being executed. We see the status. We see the current test case that is being executed. And at the bottom, we have running detailed log of the steps that rapise-launcher is taking. So we may see here the command line that is used to execute individual tests, and we see the exit code of these tests. So my test set is pretty short. It has just two test cases in it. So pretty soon we will see the result of execution. So rapise-launcher executed all the test sets that we asked it to execute. And as a result, we have the details. So we see what test sets and what test cases were executed. And we also see the summary, how many passed, how many failed, and how many blocked for some reason. And we see the exit code of rapise-launcher. It is 0. It means that it completed all the tasks successfully. So when you are running tests using rapise-launcher, it writes all the information about what it is doing into rapise-launcher.log file. And it is in the same directory where I installed rapise package. So you can see it here, rapise-launcher.log. And let's print last 30 lines, for example, of this file. So this is very similar to the rapise-launcher log file that you probably saw on Windows. If you need to troubleshoot something and share this file with our team, then you can grab this file and attach it to the ticket that you create. So this is about running specific test sets. But if you will not provide any test set IDs here, then you may simply execute rapise-launcher in the monitoring mode. It will just run and will start pulling new tasks from Spira tests, just like Windows version of rapise-launcher. And it does it on regular basis. If anything is scheduled for execution, our rapise-launcher will see it, will run it, will upload the results back to Spira, and will continue to operate. So if we don't want it to run, then we may just press Control-C and close it. So this is the rapise-launcher. And if you want to see its command line switches, then you can do npx rapise-launcher --help. And here you can see what you can pass to it. So you can pass the configuration path to the repository connection XML. So it may sit in some other folder if you need. You may pass here the project ID, test set IDs, comma separated list, and the details switch here as well. So let's now go to npx rapise and run just a single test here. So let's do npx rapise. So let me see what we can execute here. I used rapise-launcher and it executed some test here. So I will just copy this path to sstest file and run it. And also, if I want to run my test also in headless mode, I can specify parameters here as well. So let me put some more information here. And I can pass the parameter here as well. So I will override browser library parameter in rapise with the name of the headless Chrome profile. So let's start our test. So it is now running. If you have a Linux subsystem where you have the monitor and you have a GUI, then you may also run tests without headless mode if you want to see what's happening in the browser. So something is running. Maybe it will fail based on what I see on the screen. But anyway, oh, it actually passed. But when we executed it, it created the log. So let's now try to view the log here. So let's do it like this. So our tests are here. So I will simply print the last step file, which is generated by rapise when it executes a test. So, and this is the log of execution. So basically, this is how you do execution of your test sets and individual tests if you run everything from the command line. So now I will switch to my Windows machine. Okay, where is it? I think it's here. Okay, and here, let me go to the documentation section of rapise. Here we have our release notes. Let's quickly switch to the customer area. So this is the customer area where you download the binary of rapise. And now you can see that since rapise 8.5, there is a new file. And we will be publishing this package with all the new all new versions of rapise. And you can go here, copy link address, and then use it to install this package on your Linux environment. So let's go to release notes and click here on the main page describing this new feature. So on this page, you may find a description of the command line, how you may run rapise-launcher, how you may run rapise with a single test. And moreover, if you want to integrate rapise into your CI/CD pipeline, and you are using such tools like AWS CodeBuild or Azure DevOps, or you use GitHub Actions or maybe Docker, then here you may find example pipeline files that you may simply copy and use them as a starting point for your CI/CD with new rapise-launcher. So this is the main information about running rapise tests on Linux, macOS, and inside CI/CD pipelines. You may find more details in the documentation. And that brings us to the next big feature, which is enterprise-grade performance for large frameworks. So there is no demo part here, but it is worth mentioning that now we achieved massive scalability with rapise 8.5. So rapise frameworks now support up to 30K test cases. It means that you may create so many test cases and rapise will be operational. It will demonstrate smooth and reliable operation without crashes and big slowdowns. So we accelerated file management capabilities, which means that if you are trying to save some test with a new name or add a lot of files into the framework, then these operations are much faster than with rapise 8.4. And also, with this new release, you may experience faster debugging in the cases when you have a lot of old reports inside the testing framework. Now, in this case, debugging is much faster, and this is not a bottleneck anymore. But the main feature is that rapise is now suitable for frameworks of almost any scale. And you are future-proof as your framework is growing. You can be sure that rapise will support your framework. So the next thing is agent pools. What is an agent pool? So before rapise 8.5, you had to assign different names to all your machines inside your environment that are executing rapise tests. And then you had to go to every test set and assign it to a specific machine where you want to run it. But now with rapise 8.5, you may assign the same name to several machines, several automation hosts. And this way, these hosts, they will form an agent pool. And what it means, if you're running many machines with the same automation host name, and you have many test sets that you want to run, and you assign them to this automation host name, then first free automation host will grab this test set and will start executing it. It means that in this case, you don't need to assign everything manually, and it will allow you to better utilize your hardware resources. There is another mode of agent pools, which is called load balancing mode. And it is for the cases when you have one giant test set that has a lot of test cases in it. You may enable load balancing inside rapise-launcher. And in this case, one giant test set will be distributed between several machines in your agent pool, and they will start running test cases in parallel. And of course, they will finish executing this test set earlier than Rapise would do with the previous version, 8.4. So to use the test set level agent pools, there is nothing you need to do inside Rapise. You just assign the same automation host name to your machines. But to use load balancing, you need to do one small adjustment inside Rapise. So let me launch rapise-launcher. And if we go here to the client setup page, then it now has one more checkbox, run in load balancing mode. So if you enable it, then rapise-launcher will start running, splitting test set between different agents. So what I'm telling you right now is also described in the documentation. So let's go back to release notes. Let's scroll it down, agent pools. So here you may first read about agent pools at the test set level, and then you may read about load balancing mode here as well. And that brings us to the next big feature added in Rapise 8.5, which is object templates. So object templates, this is our move to the shift left paradigm. So with object templates, you now have ability to design your tests early and start running your tests sooner. It means that if UI for your application is not ready yet, so you cannot do recording, you cannot do learning of your objects, you may start creating your tests even in this case by using object templates. So here you have a workflow of two steps. So phase one is prototyping. You may define template objects for common UI elements, for edit fields, for buttons. Then you may add those template objects to your test cases or modules, and you may start using them in your real scenarios. And the phase two is implementation. It means that when your application is ready, what you need to do is you need to learn your object, so assign the correct locator to your object. And after that, in ideal situation, everything will just start working. So you will have your tests ready in parallel with your application. So once developers release the application, you already have tests that you may execute. And I will demonstrate you how it all works. So this is a four-step process as I described it. You may always review this slide on YouTube when we will publish our webinar. But I will have the live demo right now. And first, I will create the new framework. Let's go and create new framework. And let's name it webinar Rapise 8.5. It will be a web framework. So I just created the framework, and now I will start with creating a special test case that I will use as a host for my template objects. So first, let's create new test case, and let's give it a name, template. We'll use RVL. So, and to distinguish this template test case from all other test cases that will implement some scenarios, I will assign a couple of tags to it. So I just right-clicked on this node and I don't see the text. To see tags, you need to press Shift on the keyboard right click, and here you may see some default tags that you may assign to a test case. Here we need two. First, template says that it is a host for template objects, and you can see that the icon for this test case is different. It is now gray. And I will assign another one, which is skip. It means that if we have this tag set, this test case will be excluded from all massive execution of the test cases. So now we have it, and let's add a couple of template objects into it. So I will start recording. I just need to learn something. So I click OK, and I will learn my objects from the real application. Okay, go into the application. So I will learn one edit field, the username, and I will learn login button. And this is not recording. I don't need this navigator open. And I want to rename my template objects to something like edit field. It does not matter what XPath I have here. So it can be anything. Let's rename this one to button. Let's also change XPath. And now I click finish. And here I have my objects in the object repository. And these are template objects. There is one more thing that we need to do to complete configuration of this template test case. We need to go to the files view. So I can do it like this. I may right click the template RVL and choose show in files tree. And here I need objects JS. So the last thing to do is I need to go to tags and assign template tag here. So that's it. So now I may switch back to my object tree and start creating test cases and modules. So I'm going to create a new module here, which will have do login action. So let's name it RVL up, RVL mode. And I will rename the sheet to do login. And it will have a couple of input parameters like username. And let's add one more, a variable password. So values are not defined here. And right now, my module does not have any objects in it. So let's add some objects from my template objects. So I right-click my module, and here I can choose Add Repository Object. So you now see Object Change Manager, which is a part of Rapise. And here we see the template objects from our template repository. It's on the left side, it is source. And on the right side, we see the object repository of our module. So I just need to select what template I want to copy. So let's first copy edit field. I click OK, and here I need to assign the name to my new object. So I will create two. I will create username, and let's continue to add more objects. I can now right-click the window name, add repository object. Let's do password, and let's also do copy the button, and it will be our login button. So right now we have a repository with some dummy objects, but they have real IDs. If you will flash them, nothing will be found. But I can write my scenario here. So let's do username, do set text, and let's set it to the input variable user. And let's also set the password. Do set text, variable, password. And the last step, we need to click on the login button. So we have the login, do click, that's it. So now I already have do login, but it doesn't work. And I can also start using it, my do login inside my test cases. So let's create smoke test, smoke, create, and let's use our module. So I will use app, do login, and usual username and the password. That's it. So now I created my tests and I'm waiting for application to become ready. Application is ready, and what I need to do is I need to assign locators or selectors to my object. So I right click the username and I choose relearn. So application is running. So let's click on the username. Let's do the same for password. And the last step is to assign selector to the login button. Here we go. That's it. One step is missing in our login. We need to navigate to the page first. So let's add one more step. Open, and I will copy the URL from the browser. That's it. And we can now run our smoke test. So hopefully it will work and do the login. Okay, so it worked. I just learned my object and all logic was already ready in advance. I'm executing my test case and it works. So this is the object templates. And that brings us to the end of this demo. So let's quickly recap. So we've introduced object templates to help you start testing earlier. So agent pools to accelerate execution of your tests. We did massive performance upgrades for enterprise scale frameworks. And now Rapise has full cross-platform support to integrate into any modern pipeline. So thank you very much for your time, and I'd now be happy to answer any questions you might have. So Dermot, do we have any questions?
Great, thank you for that, Dennis. We have a few questions. So the first question is from Amber, and that's, can Rapise be used with a fat client or non-web-based application?
Rapise supports different kinds of applications, and you may test web applications and you may test desktop applications. But these desktop applications should be running on Windows. So those applications can be like Win32 or C# applications or Java applications, but they should be running on Windows. So Rapise supports desktop apps on Windows only. But you can also test mobile applications that can be running on real devices, and it's not tied to Windows at the moment. And with Rapise 8.5, you may do cross-platform execution of web tests and API tests. You cannot do it with mobile at the moment, but we have this on our roadmap. So hopefully I answered the question.
Great. Okay, next question. Can we run more than one test set in parallel?
You can run more than one test set in parallel if you are using agent pools. And we already had some level of parallelism in Rapise prior to 8.5, where you could go to a test set and set a configuration that you want to run all the test cases inside this test set in parallel on the same machine. So now with agent pools, you may run test cases. If you're using load balancing, you may run them on different machines. But before that, and this option remains, you may also run your tests in parallel on the same machine. It will require more resources, and there is some limit to it, because if you will start running 100 web tests in parallel on the same machine, there will be performance bottleneck because machine cannot support it. And anyway, it will be some kind of sequential execution. But to some level, you can do parallel execution on the same machine. Like usually, if you have n cores in your processor, then you can have n parallel executions on the same machine. But to have massive parallel execution, you need to use several machines and use agent pools in Rapise 8.5.
Great. And probably a related question. How many test cases can be included in a test set? I suppose that sort of segues into Spira a little bit as well.
So we don't have any specific limit to the number of test cases included into a test set. So it is potentially, you may have very big numbers of test cases that you may run in the same test set.
Okay, so next question. How does the AI robot or AI tester work with object templates? Any thoughts?
Actually, AI robot knows nothing about objects inside Rapise, neither normal objects nor template objects, because AI robot, as an input, it just receives a scenario in a human readable format, like I want to log in into the application, and AI robot without any objects, it figures out where to click, how to enter the text, and do the testing. So AI robot does not use any objects inside Rapise at the moment. So maybe in the future, we will use AI robot to produce the test after it runs the steps once, but it's not available at the moment. So AI tester is a bit different thing. So AI tester just allows you to send queries to AI at runtime while your test is running. And it also does not use any object. But if you do AI commands in Rapise, like log into application, so the command that Rapise can automatically translate into a working code, then for this feature, there is no difference if this object is a real object or a template object, which we did not learn yet. So for this feature, we just care about object IDs to generate the correct code. So with the template object, it may not work from the very beginning, but once you will learn your objects, this code should start working.
Excellent. So Spira has configurations applied to the test set level. How do we apply configurations in Rapise?
So the configuration for the test set level. So Rapise is integrated with Spira, and if you use Spira dashboard, then so let's put our framework into Spira. So once you have some code, you may save it into Spira through Spira dashboard, and Rapise will create all the test cases inside Spira, and it will create all the test sets there as well. And when it is done, then you may change parameters for your test sets right from Rapise. So let's wait a bit. Okay, so by default, when you create a testing framework, you have one default test set. If you want to include something into this test set, you need to set a checkbox against the test case name, then sync with Spira, update. And now we will switch to test sets. So I'm clicking test sets here on the toolbar, and I may expand my test set. And here I can see the properties for the test set that I may change from Rapise. So Rapise can rerun failed test case. You may change verbose level. If it is Windows where you are running tests, you can also record videos. And this option, run tests in parallel, I was talking about before. So you may set the checkbox, and the test cases of this test set will be executed in parallel on the machine where this test set is executed. And there are some other settings here as well, including Git integration. But there are also framework parameters. So let's go to parameters section here. So here you may define variables that you may use, or parameters that you may use across all your test cases. So for example, let's add a parameter for the URL of the application. So let's go and copy and put it here, create. So now I have a parameter, and I can go to my app module. And here, instead of hard-coded string, I can change the param type to test param. And here, let's expand it a bit. From the drop-down, I can choose my parameter. So now I will use this environment URL parameter to open the browser. And in the parameters, you can also create different configurations. Like I have some default configuration, but I can create like something for staging environment, something for production environment. And for each environment, I can change my URL. Like, I don't know. So let's have here staging, maybe it's like this, or production. So I now have different configurations with different value for this parameter. And for my test set that I have here, let's go to framework, I can specify which configuration to use with this test set. So I may change it to staging, for example. I may create a special test set that I will use to run everything in production, and I will set the production configuration for it. So it's all pretty flexible.
Brilliant. Okay. So I think that's it. Unless anybody has any more questions, I think we might wind this up and give you some time back in your day. What I often find with webinars like this is that questions come to me 30 minutes after it finishes. So if that's the case, by all means, reach out to us. So you can contact us via our website. You can contact us at sales@inflector.com. If you have any technical questions or issues regarding Rapise, we have a support email, which I can't recall off the top of my head. Dennis, can you remember it?
So it's rapise@inflector.com.
And also you can raise support tickets via our support portal as well. So we have lots of documentation on Rapise. We have lots of knowledge base articles on our support portal as well, and of course free training via Inflector Campus. So with all of that said, I'd like to thank everybody for your attendance. I'd like to thank Dennis and Alexi for being our great developers and our presenters today, and I look forward to seeing everybody again soon. And until then, have a great remainder of your week, have a great remainder of your month, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.